Hello everybody, I'm Snoc, and I am bringing you my game in the Yomi Boot Camp, the last round, up against Hamvvar, who is very much a Grave player. So I'm actually going to be picking Lum into that. But yes, the last round of the Yomi Boot Camp. At the time of recording, there's been a few more games played, but there's basically going to be a whole bunch of people on 3-2 after this game, and tiebreakers. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? So, anyway, getting into this, Lumgrave. Traditionally, it's supposedly a bit of a grave favour. Maybe it is, but I'm fairly comfortable with playing it. I think I will happily sit there and do the old T-pos dance, and I will continue to block until I get some better cards. Now, you'll notice that I'm doing this in post-commentary because at the time I had a couple of friends over and I was drinking beer and we were doing some music-y jammy things. So you can see the trumpet in the background. I think I might even pick that up partway through. So for now, this has my full attention. But we will see that this set gets quite intense, and yeah, that's how it goes. So just doing some blocking. Hamvvar's going to power up for an ace. Hamvvar famed for his somewhat YOLO grave strats. I haven't drawn any face cards yet, which is always annoying, but let's just get a jackpot. Maybe it's a bit early to play that, but whatever, it works. I get a 7, I get a jack, I get 7 damage. I decide to push my luck and do it again. Maybe that's probably not necessary, keep that straight in hand. But I scout out, hit one of his jacks at least as well. So here, yep, I'm just going to slam that thing down. The old Lum flowchart. If jack, then jack. If block, then otherwise block. And I'm going to eat a T-pos because obviously that's what's going to happen. So there goes half my life bar in one go on about turn 4. But I draw another jack and we're going to keep on rolling with this game. And find that first throw and combo into an 8 for some good damage here. And yeah, no, at least after that, dodge into T-pos, he is a very low hand. So I'm going to try and leverage that and, get to an end game where I have strong options without getting blown up again. Yep, throwing to punish the low hand. I get counter thrown. I say that's greedy now. I think when I have the 6 in hand, maybe it is. But, looking for the big damage, that extra 3 hit points, probably not that relevant. So yeah, maybe that was a mistake. But anyway, I'm on my back. It's a 4-card grave. I'm just going to block because I'm not really that scared of getting hit by a mix-up. Yep, and I will now start playing the trumpet, as you can't hear it, my friends jamming away in the background. Yeah, I will. Yeah, this matchup, it's tough because you want to spam your face cards and just get them. You don't typically as Lum, you don't mind if they get blocked because you can roll the dice and get them back anyway. But Graves blocks are just so good that it becomes difficult, and you're getting him towards T-pos, and I'm deciding what to throw here. I go with the queen because whatever, it doesn't really beat anything. Single ace, T-pos, I guess, but those feel kind of unlikely at this point with a 4-card grave. So it's nice to get that jack out of his hand, and yeah, it's a shame to lose the jack and the queen, but whatever. I've got some good power-up fodder that I can try and build towards getting some of my own aces, which I've not seen any of yet, despite going through about a quarter of my deck. But yeah, that's the other thing about Grave is, of course, he has the counter, so poker flourishes are a lot more difficult to get off. 5-card Grave, less likely to have the cards to fuel that, and if he does, then he's going to struggle later on. But here, maybe I could play the king. I don't really have much to do off a normal without any straight, so I'm going to play the king because it's at 0.0 speed effectively. Could have blocked. Blocking's a bit slow, I guess. I need to catch up on some damage. And I don't want to get thrown, obviously. but he's going to think long and hard and eventually play a throw, which loses to my king. So that's 6 more damage, that closer to victory for me. Unfortunately, only 6, no more kings in hand. And I lose that one as well. I'm thinking about getting life here, but it doesn't really matter. I think if I get hit by T-Pulse, then I'm dead either way. 4 hit points is generally not going to matter in the rest of it. So I decided to get some aces here because, you know, I'm kind of sick, and then I draw an ace anyway. So I can like cheese a blackjack here if I so desire. I think about doing the Lum special, which is of course throwing after you power up, because blocking is always kind of safe. But I don't really want to block with my 2s, so I'm just gonna. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. No, I think that's fine. But it's fine. We'll power up, get that last ace into my hand. So I'm now ready to do lots of damage. Always great to get a joker out of your deck and into your hand as Lum, because you know, you don't want to draw jokers on blackjack, you don't want to draw jokers for roll the dice, and you know, jokers are always great against grave. And yep, there we go. Got to play the aces both ways around. If he face downs, I'm not going to bother pumping, obviously, because I can still get the extra juice poker flourish damage. And yeah, so there we go. That's 21 from that, and I'm going to get another 15 to 20, hopefully, off a 4 of a kind into blackjack. Always lead the ace of spades. And there's 14, so do I want to be greedy? There's still quite a few face cards left in my deck. Still a few 9s and 8s. So probably not worth it. 14 damage is fine, gets him down to 18, within range of another blackjack. Of course I draw a 4 there, which, you know, would have been better, but it's the risk, isn't it? So, yep, I have lethal off throw and off dodge from my blackjack. Just going to go for a throw here, and I'm lucky enough to connect. Yep, because if he punches me, and I'm not going to die, but there we go. No face down, and I take the win, despite getting hit by T-Pulse on turn 3. So that's always nice. I think I'm just running off to grab a quick drink here, so I'm going to get another game of Lum versus Grave, and yeah, it's not that bad. You've got enough of a hit point, so getting hit by True Power of Storms is not the end of the world at all. You know, it hurts, but you can, if you can navigate your way to an end game and get enough 10s and aces into your hand, then it works out alright. So we have a massive Lum straight in hand, but no face cards again. So I can try and sit and block, or I can try and sniff out a throw, which I'm going to try and do. It doesn't quite work, but whatever. So Grave gets to do his first knowing the opponent of the sets. He's going to show me a queen because he's Hamvvar, and I'm going to decide whether I want to respect that queen or not. And I decide that I don't, because 10 HP at this point in the game is basically nothing, and if I can do a 5, 6, 7, 8 straight, then that's really good. So it all works out. I get 25 damage and a couple of aces, or 26 damage I should say. Also knockdown from roll the dice. Yeah, so with aces, sometimes it's generally, if you have the choice, better I think to leave them in your deck, because if you flip them for roll the dice, that's good. If you flip them during another blackjack, that's great. But I mean, they are good cards to have in your hand always, so when you have the opportunity to do a whole bunch of damage and get them at the same time, that's pretty much never a bad idea. So lots of thinking here. I could play the jack, I could play Pandemonium, I could block. It's probably the sort of most classical option, but I'm just going to go with the most insane option and harder to throw with an 8. And I draw another ace off normal draw. So yeah, decide not to risk my jack on that. 8 damage is fine. And in fact, it turns out to be right not to risk my jack on that because I lose one anyway. No need to play blackjack right now until I've seen him power up a bit. I've got the slowdown, and it looks like I'm very tempted to play the aces here, which is fine, I guess. It should be in the range. You tend to be a bit more leery about playing the aces when you've got when you haven't got tens in hand to convert them. But you know, given free dodge, I'll take 33 damage for my 3 aces, and this puts me in a really commanding position now. It should be very hard for me not to convert this into the win. My hands may be a bit weak now, but I've got 4, 6, 7 for 17 damage off the jack. I've got a queen now as well. I've got a dominant throw, so I can just sort of sit here and spam jacks with no risk of them getting dodged. And in fact, I beat out a 5. At this point, I think I might as well just go in and get that damage. No point. Okay, I turned out to be right not to. Past me knows better than present me. So that's just 4 damage. Now within blackjack range, of course. Pandemonium indeed. So no power-ups just yet, so it's probably not worth playing the 7. I can convert it with a jack 6, 7 or something, then, or if I draw a 5 later on, go for another straight. So for now I can just block. I don't really care about getting thrown with such a big life lead. He's now going to power up, so that 7 is going to look extra juicy to play as an ability. So there we go. I draw a 10 as well, if I can gather some cards for that. Hopefully I can close this game out. I'm just going to go with a jack into queen queen to finish. Is lethal if it lands and isn't jokered. Just gets blocked though. Still, it's going to be really tough for Hamvvar to get back into this game, so I'm in a pretty good state here. Shows me the ace, because that's just how this game works. Sometimes you just... yeah, these are really fun sets. This was a really fun set to play. Right, lots of just big calls on... you know, knowing T-pos now in hand. He's shown me the ace for knowing the opponent. So I have to decide whether I'm respecting it or not. Queen, of course, does tie. So that would be 8 damage to him, 45 for me, which, you know, is more or less half our life bars each. Which at this stage of the game is probably not such a bad thing, but I'm just going to block. And I block out a queen, which would not have tied with my queen, of course, so I'm very happy for that to happen. No perfect, unfortunately. Very sad. I do have lethal off that 9 throw, so I'm just going to go for it. And I get queened again. But, you know, even if he hits with all 4 queens, I'm still at 50 odd HP. At some point, I just have to win combat. Thinking about the juice throw, thinking about jack into queen queen. Jack. Now, this is where this game gets somewhat difficult. After losing just less than half my health, maybe he's going to come back into this. It wouldn't be the first time that I've thrown away an easy victory due to getting T-post in the face. I'm not playing that, obviously, because all of his aces have just gone. I lose combat again because I am the #1 choke artist. Face downing is not worth it, probably. Ace is gone, so 14 was about the most I could take there, and I'm comfortable with that. I guess throw into ace is now lethal, but he's probably not got any aces. I don't know. Thinking about the juice throw. I love ending a game with the juice throw. This is one of my weaknesses, perhaps, is that I am a bit of a sucker for the stylish ending. But Queen Queen is a bit less stylish, but apparently a bit more effective. Giving him 2 cards at this point is okay. Wow. I was really on on form with sniffing out those jokers. Why am I thinking about whether I roll the dice here? Wait, what? Why did I not roll the dice? I don't even know. Oh, I know why. Because I was trying to set up some sort of thing. Was I? Yes, I was trying to set up a full house, but I forgot that I could only use the top 2 cards instead of the top 3. Player 7 there because YOLO. It's not gonna. This game isn't gonna last long enough for him to power up for more aces, I'm expecting. So only have lethal off a throw. Actually, that's not at all true because both his jokers are gone. So I'm gonna stick out some more queens. I encounter his 3rd queen now. So this game is now very scary. I've lost about a 60 hit point lead down to -1. I should be very sad if I lose this game. So yeah, there we go. Both his jokers gone. 3 queens gone. He's got 4 cards in hand. So I'm just going to continue spamming queens. Get dodged again. Kind of have to face down, I guess, but I just get hit by a jack. So the magic pixel is keeping me in this game. 1 HP to his 10. I draw another queen, of course a very good card, given that all of his queens had gone. That's now the fastest attack in the game, apart from T-Pos, which he definitely doesn't have. So, unless dodge again, then that thing's just going to win. So my options here are basically queen, dodge, or 10. Depending on what I read. And I play the jack. Why did I play a jack? Oh, because jack into queen is lethal. That's why. Fortunately, I do it. He's played 2 jokers, so we can go for exactsies. And there we go. What a close game. Holy crap, clutch moment, indeed. So I go up 2-0. And yeah, we go to game 3. And it's all very exciting. Showing off my friends how close this game was. So this set was just so much fun to play. This time I actually start with a jack, I start with an ace, I start with a 10, and that's pretty sweet opening hand. I've got a straight there. I don't think there's really anything more I could ask for from an opening lum hand. Bonk. Get that turn 1 throw. Nothing much to combo into unless I feel like going for this straight. I decide not to because I don't really want to cripple my hand at this early stage. It's fine just to get the damage and beat out that throw. And yep, we'll continue playing the game. I now have a 4 card straight if I can land it, but I'm just going to go back to blocking. And it turns out that was very much the right move. So those queens are always super scary. Well, they're not really that scary. They just catch you by surprise, especially in neutral. And yeah, this is a classic lum. The jack on the block, obviously the standard cards to play. Maybe I could play a 3 and go for a straight, or the ace dodge perhaps even, and just to keep it, keep him guessing that it's in my range. But I'm just going to go for a block. And yep, there we go. We can keep on building our hand up to 11 cards now. And yep, Hamvvar's going to get some aces. I'm going to get some aces because I don't need 3s. I just need aces. Maybe it's a bit early to start powering up, but I think the rationale behind that was I wanted known aces in hand, just to discourage any raw T-Pos plays. Make those much more scary to get a bit more payoff from him whiffing. As much as just whiffing T-Pos is a bad thing in itself. But yep, we're back to the neutral lum game. I'm going to block with 5 that he hasn't already seen and get it thrown out of my hand. So maybe this is 19 damage. I don't really care. It's early game. It's just into 5/6. So 18 damage for 3 cards. So this is still fine. I've got a really good strong hand. Going to continue blocking. I guess that's also a 10 throw that he's not going to be using to counter Poker Flourish. Not that I've actually managed to get a Poker Flourish off this game yet. It has not been necessary. I've just won it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to throw out an ace dodge and get it thrown again. So that's a bit sad, but again, whatever. I kind of flop onto my back and get scared of being hit by mix-up into T-Pos. So yeah, T-Pos is very scary at this point, because I don't really have a good way to defend myself. I only have odd blocks, other than my 10, which I guess maybe I can play. I'm lucky to draw a 2. Unfortunately, I don't draw a 7 when 3 out of his 5 cards are aces. So I think at this point I'm just going to try and guess right on the blocks. Or, you know, I can just go for the big throw duff, which is what I decided to do, and it turns out that was the right thing to do. So I can do 4/5/6 for an ace and 15 damage. It's great. And he's still got T-Pos in hand, and now 2 mystery cards. He is now knocked down, so no dodges for you. Still just ties with my queen, unfortunately. My speed, whole, well, I'm looking very confused. It's just a whole lot of clutch moments in this whole set, and it always feels great when you just make all the right calls. That's what this game is all about sometimes. Maybe it's not the most sustainable and effective way of playing, but it's definitely good. So I play the ace dodge and get it thrown again. But, you know, it's not T-Pos, right? He's doing a good job of efficiently burning through my health, especially with those True Spark Arc follow-ups. It's 19 damage for 2 cards is very good, efficient damage. I'm now down to less than 45 health, which might as well be the magic pixel, I suppose, especially with no jokers in hand. And I decide that I've had enough of getting thrown. And I forget that he's already played one of his aces, so at least I'm not getting immediately exploded. Just take another 12 off, draw another jack, and back to the game. I'm still cautious about giving him more cards to play, but he's going to continue to play insane and hit me with 10 throws. So that's fine. Queen or 8 here, or Queen 5 or 5/6. It's probably okay. I'll go for the slightly more damage option because I'm somewhat behind and I need to get through this. He's got 2 cards, so it's probably harder for him to punish a slightly lower card, lower hand. But yeah, I'm going to keep on just doing panda things. Lose my jack, but draw another one, so I don't really care that much. I'm reasonably happy there. And yep, back to back to just guessing right. Fortunately, like the impact of a wrong call is not going to be too drastic with 2 cards. It's like what? It's an ace and a mystery card left in his hand, plus the one he's just played. So I guess at most I'm going to be taking 19 here from throw ace. Just going to block his dodge. That's great. Very relieved there. I can build a hand he cannot. There's 20 damage in my hand right now, right there, or 18 damage in my hand if I want it. If I can land a jack. Thinking about the throw. Thinking about a slow throw though. He's played most of the throws that lose to that already. I guess he hasn't played any 9s. He's played a lot of 10s. So I should probably think about trying to get to the late game and just get poker flourishes off, as he's lost a lot of those counters. I think 3 or even 4 maybe. I think certainly 3 have gone, which leaves me a lot more safe. Get a queen blocked. Does let him start to get a hand back. Shows me a queen, which is a bit spooky. And he has pretty good payoff from that, especially at low hand. So I'm probably just going to try and block it. On the other hand, 19 damage is going to be quite scary if he manages to throw into single ace. But yeah, that's just got to guess right. I read a throw, and I'm actually right, so I get to convert my kings into some damage here. No jokers yet, so I'm gonna let that one go because apparently I'm on point at sniffing these things out under serious time pressure. Flip my own joker, which really sucks, and waste time, valuable timer typing. Definitely playing that right away because 1 out of those 4 cards is an ace, and I just see the queen that I'd already seen. I am even more petrified of this game, but at least I get another king, so that's extra damage if I can dodge into it or play at 8. I'm gonna throw. Be very pleased with myself that I didn't just get hit by queen, or a faster throw even. And pump it obviously to the max. And pretty much even up those life totals now. This hand is a little awkward perhaps. I don't think I would power up those. I have another 7 to cycle, so I can take a swing with that, get a jack, and see a 6, which is pretty cleanly beaten by my jack at least. Don't really have... Well, I mean, I can block with a 10, but that always feels so sad. So I'm just going to sit my jack out there, run it into that 6. That's fine. I didn't lose. It's another chip. He gets to show me his queen that I've seen far too many times now. It's just been sitting in his hand being scary. He has now managed to get himself back up to 6 cards as well after he has drawn. I will continue to play these 7s because I don't think this game is going to go long enough for anything else to happen. He's got a jack as well. That's basically just end the damage at this point, or possibly fuel for his counter. And the deuce throw looks so tempting. The 6 throw is probably better. On the other hand, he's played quite a few throws already. Can't see the discard right now to check exactly what's left, but I'm going to ace dodge. He's also going to dodge. It's another turn in which I didn't die, so I guess that's good. It's a turn in which he didn't die. So there's some more damage, at least. It's good to comment from a jack, just as a throw. Now, no dodges, no blocks other than 10s. I should probably be more open to blocking with those 10s, really. I mean, I'm quite comfortable using them as throws. I'm going to slam that 8 throw down and fist pump there as I catch his dodge. I'm going to pump with the jack and some other stuff. Maximize that damage. Down to 16 within extra juice range. I guess the extra pump was probably not necessary. So, yeah. He's played 1 joker. And he's got a queen. He's got many things left. I'm just going to go for the juice throw for style points, and there it is. I am amazed that worked. He just had that queen. Obviously, I'm going to play into this with 2 kings. Maybe the king and the 10 would be better, but leave my options open. And I did it. And I did it. What a set. Holy crap. Wow. No, but maybe that set was not quite as exciting as it felt at the time, but when you're making those calls and they just keep on being right, it's just a great feeling. So, best of 5 even, not best of 3. So there we go. That was me winning 3-0 against Hamvvar. We shall see if that gets me through, but for now, thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.